everybody, I'm Scott Overpeck with CCDA, and I'm so excited to be here today. We are here today to talk a little bit about local networks and local network gatherings. And I'm really excited to introduce to you someone who I've had the opportunity to meet recently, and just really am excited for you to meet her as well. This is Kaaleah, and and she's going to be able to share a little bit about herself right now. And so I'm just super excited. CCDA, we're a national organization and we have these local networks all across the country. And I don't know that everybody is able to participate in them or knows that they exist. And some places don't even have them. And so I want you to hear from her how important the local networks are.
So, hello, thank you, Scott, so much for this opportunity to convey my experience. My name is Kaaleah, and I'm a 19-year-old junior at Virginia State University studying psychology, and I'm also the vice president of a grassroots organization located in Newport News and Hampton, Virginia, called ABU Unity, where we work to curb gun violence and gang violence through many restorative justice practices. So whether it be through the arts, civic engagement, or entrepreneurial literacy, we help youth get to know about different pathways that they can choose versus going through negative behaviors and turn into violence. So I thank you again for this opportunity.
Oh, man, it's so cool to hear just a little bit about yourself. And I've gotten to hear through our conversations leading up to this other bits and pieces, and I hope that we'll be able to get into some of those. But talk to me a little bit about the Hampton Roads Social Justice Conference. That was one of our local network gatherings. I want to hear a little bit about it, hear about the highlights of it. Tell me a little bit about it.
Of course. So the Social Justice Conference was held in my city, Newport News, at Christopher Newport University. And it was a really amazing experience, from the big things to the small things, like little details, us having our own lanyard so that we could identify ourselves. The food options, there was vegan options and vegetarian options. I'm vegan, so having an expansive dietary catalog was amazing because I usually don't get to eat at events like this. But there was one major presentation over climate change, which I felt like was really important, especially for our area, which is a coastal region. And then there were several breakout groups that we could go and venture off into. I chose to go to the one about Syrian refugees and then one about the dark money market and how it impacts the current housing market. And then I ventured to the FBI's workshop on hate crimes and discrimination and how they handle hate crimes and discrimination on a local and national level. And then the final workshop I participated in before I had to leave was one where I was a panelist, and it was me and several other young people, high school age and post-grad, who were able to talk about how gun violence impacts our community to an audience of adults and how we are working to change it and how they can be allies and partners with us in our work to help curb gun violence and gang violence in our own communities. So overall, it was a really amazing event. There were a lot of good speakers. It was a great networking opportunity, and it brought a lot of local and youth leaders together. So I really enjoyed it.
Oh man, that is so cool. I think there's two things I really want to highlight or follow up on from that. But you mentioned young leaders being on the platform. Talk to me a little bit about the importance of giving platform to young leaders. I think a lot of organizations are really excited about bringing in younger voices, but oftentimes it's not to give them platform. So talk to me a little bit specifically about that part, giving platform.
So I can start with my own experience and how it has helped me. So like I said, I'm the vice president of a gun violence and gang violence prevention initiative. And through the work that we've done, I've had the ability to speak on numerous platforms in DC and Indiana and all across the nation. And we came about the organization as a result of the death of my father, who was murdered in 2003 to gun violence. And so giving youth a platform, from my personal experience, not only helped me with the healing process of now only having one parent, but it also helped me to learn myself and to learn my voice and to see how my voice can impact change as a young person. So to see that same energy reflected in the Social Justice Conference was very refreshing. And it only motivated me more to see the importance of young people. Like I said, I went to a workshop about Syrian refugees and how how we can help as a community, those people who are seeking asylum here in the US. And it was presented by a 16-year-old. So to see a 16-year-old have the platform to convey such an issue in a way that was so eloquent and so poised, I felt like those opportunities should be extended to more youth, because especially because after the pandemic, our voices were kind of muted with the virtual settings and everything that was going on. I feel like giving youth the platform can embolden the future, can embolden them to want to take charge, and embolden them by raising their self-esteem and knowing that they can impact the change that they want to see, and motivate them to even go and pursue jobs in politics or pursue their advocacy journey further, because at a young age, they found that, hey, I can go talk to my city council members and they actually listen, or I can go speak to national organizations and they actually have an ear and they're actually doing things based off of my own lived experience and what I have to offer. So I feel like giving youth the opportunity to share their lived experience and actually be received, it not only helps to activate and change the issues that we see now, but it'll also perpetuate a better future.
Man, that is so good. Thank you. And thank you for just your vulnerability and sharing a little bit of your personal story there as well. That's just got to be such a difficult experience. And I can, you are quite an amazing person. I've really enjoyed, as I've already mentioned a couple of times now, really enjoyed just having some chances to sit down and chat with you a little bit. But the other thing I wanted to hone in on is just the importance of local gatherings and local networks. Obviously, at CCDA, we have our big national conference, and we have a lot of online trainings and resources. But I wanted to talk about these local gatherings and these local networks, and why are they important?
Right. So I can speak for both nationally and locally. Like you said, you guys are a national organization, and having pulls on so many different states and cities, I know can be tough to really hone in on all the issues that impact the specific cities that you guys all encompass. So I feel like having these local chapters gives you the guys the opportunity to learn from each city, to learn the issues directly from the people who are going through it. And so you guys can get the demographic data, get all of the pulse of the city, so that you guys know what resources to pour into what communities, and you guys can be most effective in the work that you all are doing. And then on a local level, it's a way for us as city leads to embolden each other. We all get together as city leads, as youth leads, as a community, and we can get all together and learn the issues from each other, because oftentimes we're dealing in our own silos.